Good morning and welcome to today's discussion segment on TMI Children's Day edition. I am Iden Harry from Iberian Education Center. Joining me today is my co-anchor and she's
Christabel Obegia from Branham High School.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Christabel. On today's topic, we are going to be talking about the rise in school dropouts. And helping us today is the executive principal of Queen Edith Secondary School, Mrs. Ideli Benedicta. And she's not alone. Also, Ehi Osun Esige, a teacher and an author. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
Over to you, Mrs. Ideli. Some persons may not be constant with the phrase school dropouts. Can you explain it?
Okay. When we say school dropouts, that's an untimely withdrawal from school, from our school children. That is an untimely withdrawal of these students from the school, and even not coming out with the certificate of graduation. So oftentimes, it's more like a global problem. But coming to Nigeria is so common, depending on the basis, instead of in terms of the primary section or the secondary section, or even with the tertiary institutions such as the university. So when we say school dropout, we mean untimely withdrawal from school, and not even with a certificate of graduation.
All right, sir. From your observation, do you feel that children dropping out of school have good reasons for dropping out?
I wouldn't say they have a cogent reason. Yes, they don't have a cogent reason. It's a force. It's a force. It's a failure on the part of the government, failure on the part of the society, and failure on the part of even the individual who is also dropping out. So I don't see any cogent reason or any good reason for any child, irrespective of the level of education, being it primary, being it secondary, even university, to drop out. So no cogent reason. Nobody can justify nobody can justify the reason he or she drops out of a school at a time.
Thank you, sir, for that.
Okay, over to you, Mrs. Idele. Are parents giving up on the education, hence the increase in school dropouts?
I would say on a score, I would say 50%.
Okay.
And if you really look at why I say 50, it's 50-50 because if parents are on the increase of these school dropouts, it's not intentional, just as Mr. Yosu said, it's not deliberate. There must be a force that made that particular parent to say, I want to give up. My children don't go to school. It might be the income. It might be the take-home pay. It might even be the societal influence, rightly as Mr. Yosu said. It might be the peer pressure. It might even be the government's failure in support, that is early support to them. So parents finding themselves to this, oftentimes it's not intentional. And then on the increase, some of them are already fed up. They don't know what to do. And I said, okay, if I cannot cope, my children will have to stay. I cannot kill myself. That is always the phrase. Let me come in. For example, precisely 2 years ago, I was a teacher, though an executive principal, I still teach. And so there was a time a parent came to visit us in our school, rightly to my laboratory. And he said, I'm looking for my son. I said, looking for your son? Have you reported to the police? He said yes. I said, that should be the first thing for you to do. Then go home and engage the community. Probably 1 or 2 persons knows his whereabouts. They will make a registration of that case to the principal's desk. Then, 2 weeks later, the man came with his son. And we have to place that boy on counseling. And of a truth, the boy made a mind-blowing exposure. He said, my mother and my father are always complaining, there's no money, I don't have money. So at a point, I said, if there's no money, am I going to school? Why the force? So to the parents, they thought that just saying, there's no money, I don't have enough money. But that is passing a message to that child not to go to school. In other words, killing the interest of that child to go to school. But it wasn't an intentional move from that parent. It's just the situation, the society. It's not putting the pressure on that parent. And so that's why I've seen increase in school dropouts these days. So that is it.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right, so you, sir, do you feel owners of school are responsible for the rise in school dropouts?
I would say not directly. Not directly. Owners of schools are not responsible. Like I would say, the bulk of the blame rests on the government. Yes, rests on the government. Let me shock you. What is the budgetary allocation of Nigerian what is the budget this year? It's just a pittance, 3.53 trillion naira.
On education?
On education, yes. Compared to other countries, yes. Compared to and other thing. Let me see the private school. Sorry, the government school. Every person that set up a school has an aim. At least an owner of a school should be able to feed. And an owner of a school will not say because a set of persons cannot pay school fees, therefore he should now let it be free. And this is where government should come in. I have said it many a time that education in Nigeria should be highly subsidized by the government. Yes, should be highly. Other countries like Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, they subsidize school. Education in Nigeria is too expensive.
Very, very.
It's too expensive. Those days we used to call base school of poor people. Although today it's no longer so. Today government school is even dragging in terms of school fees with private school. There's no difference between somebody who is in Unibrand and who is in one private school, because if you compare the school fees, they're almost the same thing. So an owner of a school is not the reason children are dropping out. Because he cannot do otherwise. Even the economy is also biting on the owner of a school. So I will stop there. An owner of a school is not the reason people are dropping out. Here, rather, it is the government that refuses to do the needful. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay. Some are on the opinion that the harsh economy may be responsible for school dropouts. Mrs. Idele, do you think they are right?
Absolutely. It just made the point. Let me just, before I react to your question, let me just add to what he just said. For every business opened, is profit based.
Yeah, it is.
It's profit based. Now, the benefit of having a private school is more like enhancing the students to be of international standard.
Yeah.
And so, and at this point in time, the government should come up too, of which they are doing. I'm proud to be a principal in a government-owned school. And my student is here, Bamidele. It takes the extra mile to kind of put things in order to match with the private schools I'm seeing here. And so, for every private schools that are good to the society, because it's so expensive for them to run that school and it's profit based, so you cannot put the blame on that. In as much as some private schools, the school fees a little bit high, some are the ones can a little bit worth money depending on their facilities.
Yeah, teachers
and what they are to render to the students. They're coming to your question. Poverty is one of the reasons. In fact, 60% why we have school dropouts. As I was coming to Igosa this morning, I passed through Ibiwe. I saw some children outside, not a uniform, not even knowing what is even happening today. Some with even cigarettes. And I paused, I looked at, are these not children? Are today not Children's Day? But the money is not there. No man or any woman, or even a parent, wouldn't want to be their children to be the way you are this morning. Not at all. But they don't have.
Yeah.
They don't. Okay, in those days, because whenever I'm giving an example, I give an example from real life experiences.
Okay.
For example, for the past few months, those on skills, they don't get a job. I happen to be a principal. I'm very, very close to my students. I call them my daughters. And I testify that some of them don't even eat to school. I just see them, when they come to the school, you see them so cold. They ask, Ma, I didn't eat this morning. Or Ma, look at what happened. And when you invite the father or you invite the mother, the same story. And so poverty, in fact, that is why I'm calling for the government support. See, there was a time a policy came up, trying to feed the children in school, probably giving them a meal. It will go a long way. An hungry man is an angry man. And when a child is hungry in the school, does not assimilate. It drops down the assimilating rate.
The morale.
That is it. And if we neglect this, it's going to be a big problem in the society. So poverty. And it's for every worker, for everything you do in life to earn an income, you should be able to train your own children in school. But you see the weather, it's not getting job. You see the furniture maker, they don't get work. You see even the bricklayer, they don't get work. And so how are they going to train their children? How? The government school, though is free, but you have to buy notes.
Yeah.
You have to buy uniform. You have to get good sandals, good stockings, writing material. You need to eat.
Yes, now eat to school.
Going to school requires the brain,
Yes.
and you need energy, and so you need good food. Particularly that morning, the breakfast. But to shock you, 40% of children don't eat to school. They don't. So poverty is a key problem. Very, very key. Very, very. So if that can be tackled, we'll have a better future for our children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dele.
Sir, the get-rich-quick syndrome and the comments on the streets that education is a scam, does it have anything to do with this trend?
Okay, the trend of school dropout. Yes, it has. Yeah, it has. You see, I see it every day. And I have said this even before now that a time will come that it will be very difficult to preach education to youth, and we are that now. These days is very, very difficult to gather boys and encourage them to go to school.
Convince them.
Convince them to go to school.
Yes.
You'll be hearing comment like, you'll be hearing comment like, who school help?
Who will help?
Then you'll be hearing comment like, Osaro or Osahon is 40 years, is driving Benz. Imagine at the age of 15, 16, 17, someone is already aiming to drive a vehicle of 8 million. Because he has seen someone driving safe. How can you tell somebody like that to read a noun in English textbook or a pronoun? I teach jam students. You see a jam student. You will ask a jam student to define. I believe one of the simplest part of speech is adverb. Yes. You will ask a student to define adverb. What will you hear? No idea. No idea. Education is a scam. It's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons that also encourages school dropout. People don't want to go to school because in the end, even after your school, what do you have to know? What will you get? Nothing. Therefore, let me join 1HK, hustle for some months, and come out with best. And when you see your friends progressing in such line, will you want to go to school? No. So I believe the government should also come in that direction to see how to reduce all those things. Well, I believe the FCC, they are trying, and the police are also trying, but they should put in more effort. Thank you.
Okay, and
can I react? Can I also react?
Okay.
Good.
Okay,
at this point in time, we won't really put it all to the government. At this point in time, we come into morals and value.
Okay.
The society, what are we celebrating?
Yeah.
What are we, in fact, how do we score progress? How do we score success? Fine. You have a 14-year-old, 16, already riding car. It's now, at that point in time, the buck load falls on the parents to watch out and to always bring up their children in a good way. Even when others are celebrating success, unquote, the one that is not good, is the duty of the father and the mother. It's not all that glitters that is good. And for everything in life, is contentment. And for everything in life, it's a process. You all pass primary school, or you pass the nursery to primary, now you're in secondary school. Nobody is being born to just start the secondary school. It's a process. But in connecting this kind of life and the dropout, some boys or even girls are taking advantage that dad and mom cannot take care of me, so let me look for the next available,
quickest way
to get the money. And oftentimes when they make that money, they're in charge of the home. That parents don't talk any longer. But beyond that success, that enjoyment, we all know that it is never good. So at this point in time, parents, the family should stand up. While some students or while some boys or girls are going to that path, dropping from the school to go to HK, the parent, particularly the mother, should sit up. You have to inculcate morals to your children. And let them know, this is not the time you fight a cause alone. There should be need for family meeting. Oh, my daughters, oh, my sons, look at what is happening outside. Is it good? They will say no. When I ask, okay, maybe this one is not good, what do I do? Okay, these are better options. And we are all Christians or we are all Muslims, and in all, good is good, bad is bad. And whenever you sow a good seed, you get it. It's a matter of time. I always tell my students, education, it takes time, it's patient. But when the fruits start coming, it's a long-lasting enjoyment. And it's a process. So, though the get-rich syndrome and the school is a scam, the family has to work on that. But the question is, if the family has to work on that, that means that family should be
up and doing.
Should be up and doing, and should be well to do.
Yes.
And we are still going back again to poverty. You see, so I keep on saying it, to tackle this dropout, it's a multi-pronged system. Everybody has to be involved. We should not give room to start praising what is bad. Oh, that person has the money. Okay, that is the person we are going to take care of.
Regardless of how you got it.
That's just it. We should try and know our source. Our source, our process, then you get the fruit. Thank you.
Okay,
So your question?
What do you think the government should do about this?
A whole lot, my dear. A whole lot. In fact, I'll call it after God is government. A whole lot. In the first place, they should, I think at this point in time, the government should come in a way that after planting, I should get the fruit. In other words, after students have gone to school, they graduate, there should be job. There should be employment. They should give them jobs so that even when they have siblings at home, oh, brother Israel just graduated, has gotten a job. Or the way the curriculum is moving now, acquiring the knowledge, getting your skills. Okay, brother Wisdom graduated, he has a skill. And with that skill, it's had to open up before the job comes in, where there's light, we will have good roads. These facilities must be there. The government support must be there. The school where we are bringing up the children should be well equipped. The materials should be provided. If so, or if probably not all, subsidized, rightly as Mr. Yusuf said, every child wants to be like you. They want to put on suit. But what do we do? So the government has to come in. I've said the times to that number, no child is dull. No. But we all have our different assimilating rates.
Yes.
But no child. But God made everything bright and beautiful. So the government should come in, subsidize the school materials, ensure the buildings, the school, that are well equipped, in fact, laboratory, so that those of them that wants to go into science, technology, creativity, in terms of skills, and mechanics, welding, sewing, in fact, open it for them. Then the parents has to come, because training the children that are the middle, the government or the teacher or the principal, while the parents are there, and we mold the child to be at the middle, and we get a good result. If education should be free, it should be free in totality. And while the private schools are coming up to assist, because all cannot be done by the government should also still assist them too by reducing their tax, and they come into collaboration and see how they can enhance the system. So the government has a lot. Any money on education is never wasted.
Yeah,
never a waste. Because education is an instrument to development, an instrument to develop hidden talents, an instrument to eliminate illiteracy. Those three key factors: development, to develop hidden talents, and to eliminate illiteracy. If you can capture those three, the society will be a better place for us to live.
And may I add to what she?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
And at this level, parents should also be advised to bite off more, not to bite off more than they can chew.
Sure, that's it.
And they should also understand the time. This is not the time parents should be giving birth anyhow. At least parents should, women, or let me talk, parents should practice family plan. This is not the time you should start giving birth, because you know the reason. There's a popular saying that God will bring them, will take care of them. No,
time.
No, give birth to the children that your finance can take care of. Give birth to the children that you know that your pockets can conveniently take care of. Not giving birth with the mindset that no worry, once I give birth to this one, I'll send him or her to my brother in Kano. No. If it is two, have it. If it is even one that your money can take care of conveniently, when I say conveniently, because these days you see children, they catch soup here. You don't know. They catch soup here. As they put their beside the soup, you see water. Many children they eat quantity, not quality. They eat what? They eat to just what? To occupy this place. Give birth to the children that you can take care of, because too many children can also result to what? Dropouts in schools. You have the money, no money. How do you send them to schools? How do you send them to schools? So please, our women, our mothers should embrace family planning. Madam, I want to know, is it that expensive?
It's not expensive.
Yes, they should embrace
it. Expensive.
How the children that they can take care of. So I will stop here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Idele and Mr. Esige, for your wonderful interaction with us on this discussion segment. And finally, we have come to the end of this segment. Thank you for watching and happy Children's Day.